Ugh. Ugh. Hey everyone, I've decided to wake up and do a review of the film Inception. It's getting a lot of buzz this Oscar season for being an original screenplay. This review pulls a lot of material from a lot of different sources. You might say this review is a bit of a Cobb salad, if you will, huh?
Here, got any change, mate? And the best of British luck to you, too. See you.
Yes, see you this evening.
No, more inside. Hold tight.
As Fox Mulder once said on an episode of The X-Files, if coincidences are just coincidences, then why do they feel so contrived? No secret that Star Wars borrows 2 parts from Flash Gordon, 3 parts from The Wizard of Oz, and a little bit from Akira Kurosawa's The Hidden Fortress. It's common knowledge that Star Wars isn't original. There's a shot in there that also homages The Searchers. The peekaboo monster in Pan's Labyrinth when he eats the fairies is inspired by Goya. This Rene Magritte painting inspired the lighting scheme in The Exorcist. This rather graphic moment in The Silence of the Lambs was inspired by a Bacon painting. References throughout art history and film history ebb and flow and pass over one another, sometimes consciously, sometimes subconsciously. James Cameron, for example, is constantly being accused of being a hack storyteller, from taking parts from Demon with a Glass Hand and Soldier from The Outer Limits for his inspirations for The Terminator. Avatar has been talked about constantly, with Pocahontas and Dances with Wolves as references. Of course, there are iconically original scenes in Avatar, like the dragon flying sequences. One of my favorite Walt Disney films is, I can't remember it, it's the one about the lions, you know, when they fight the hyenas in Africa. What is it? It's definitely Disney, it's definitely not Japanese. I can't remember the name of it. What's the name of that film? I can't, it's about a lion king?
No one's saying do this.
Now, when I said that,
No one's saying be there.
I meant what?
Too harsh? You're goddamn right.
Now, see?
Not pandering and trying to get the audience involved in your film is one of the best things you can do. Challenging your audience's expectations when you're trying to make a psychological drama is part of the fun of being a director. It's pulling their emotions in all sorts of different directions. Pure originality is almost impossible. Directors like Eli Roth and Quentin Tarantino have made careers out of homaging and ripping off other people's films. But they do it openly, and they admit it. Rob Zombie does the same thing, and even Martin Scorsese has admitted to doing the same thing. Nolan has admitted to partially homaging things like The Matrix. But Inception is a collage of many ideas. There are a lot of films out there that want to fuck your mind. Some of them do it with horror, psychological drama, or all sorts of gimmicks. Inception isn't original. But I digress a bit. Let's go ahead and dissect this science fiction casserole for what it actually is. So strap on your thinking caps and let's go ahead and dive into Inception. A film about dreams.
It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
But why so much animosity towards this movie, you might be asking? Nothing. I genuinely enjoy Inception, but originality is hard to come by. As a film snob, I see Inception as more of an example of style over substance, not the other way around. It's a film that started out with a clever premise, but is peppered with other beautiful stylistic editing, visual choices in order to make the audience think that the film is a lot deeper than it actually is.
We need to find out what that is.
Non, rien de rien.
Sophisticated, but to me, Inception is nothing more than M.C. Escher's James Bond. It's a twisty-turny, clever, cutesy, thinking man's movie that people are already touting as a masterpiece.